Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Leah Riddle. I am currently living in South Africa, and once upon a time I was a member of Inspiration Church in Oakhampton. I'm the daughter of Chris and Brenda Bourne, and my brother is Simon, so you should know the family very well. So Mike asked me to share some thoughts on a scripture for your daily readings. So I've chosen the scripture from Psalm 91 and the first 4 verses. It's been speaking to me quite a lot lately, and I just thought I'd share my thoughts in and around it with you all. So I'll just start by reading the scripture. It says, "Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord, that He alone is my refuge and my place of safety. He is my God, and I trust Him. For He will rescue you from every trap and protect you from the deadly disease. He will cover you with feathers. He will shelter you with His wings. His faithful promises are your armor and your protection." The scripture continues to go on about Him placing angels around us and to guard our every foot wherever we go, and that He will protect us and keep us safe. And we're living in a time at the moment where life is so unsure of what tomorrow is going to bring for everybody, whether it's financially or health-wise, or just those closest to us and the ones we need, who's going to be affected, who are going to lose their lives. And but even before this started, and the lockdown started for us here in South Africa, this scripture was really speaking to me, because I thought it's so relevant for no matter what season we're in and where we are in life. Some of the heartbreaks and some of the trials that we face, relationship wise or financially, He's so with us, and He's so omnipresent. He's holding us and He's guarding us the whole way through. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, and then we can hear the lies of the enemy loud and clear. I know I have been in a season where I had to fight to hear God's voice above the thoughts of my mind and my emotions swirling through some of the hurts that we've walked through, and the lack of understanding from our side. And this scripture has just been something that's so been like a hook for me to hold on to hope. And just where it says about, we will find rest in His shadow, that if you come under Him like an umbrella and you just rest in His shadow, and that you just make Him alone your refuge and your place of safety and my place of safety. And that God, ultimately, do I trust you? Yes or no? Yes, I do trust you. So I need to put all my effort and my concentration in trusting Him and knowing that He is good and He is faithful. Then it goes on to say about He will guard us from every trap of the disease. But this is the part that I want to talk to you about, is that He will cover you with feathers and He will shelter you with His wings. His faithful promises are your armor and your protection. And it's actually verse 4 that really spoke to me the loudest, because one day just before I was hanging up my washing, I got my washing basket down, and in it was a feather. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And this scripture just really came very potent to me. So with the feather, I kept the feather on the kitchen windowsill, and I thought to myself, God, you're really speaking to me here. What more are you wanting to say in and through this scripture in this season that we're all living in? And it came to one of my friend's birthdays, and I made her a birthday card, and I stuck the feather in, and I just felt, for her also, that it's quite a precious scripture for her at this time. Came outside, sat on the grass where I'm sitting now, and cleared up all the leaves, and because as you can see, we've got a big tree with lots of leaves, and our garden gets full of leaves all the time. And I cleared it up, and nearly identical when I opened my eyes, because I was lying down for a bit, and I opened my eyes, and beside me was nearly exactly the same feather. And I just thought, God, you're so faithful, because as you give a gift to me, and you give me a gift of the feather, and echoing that your words are true, and that your promises are my armor and my protection, that I give that gift away to someone else in the revelation of the hope and the glory that I'm standing in right now. And then you bless me with another feather straight away. And I was just like, God, you are so faithful, no matter in this pandemic of what we're living in and our own personal trials and struggles that we're walking through, that you're good through it all. And sometimes we don't see His end of the story, but we just got to trust that every moment that we walk in it, that we are a part of His story, And the question has been in my mind a few times of what's the point? And the point is your point, it's his point. And we've just got to surrender our lives and live in that point and make every moment count and matter for him as his children. So yeah, I just wanted to reread that again just to end, that you are covered with his feathers and that he will shelter you with his wings, that he is your faithful, that his faithful promises are your armor and your protection. So all the best throughout this season. I hope your family and your loved ones keep safe, and just wishing you all well. I actually kept Kiana on my lap for a reason, just to say, even as parents, that we guard and we protect our children and we teach them every step of the way. Whether it's here, we've been playing Duplo, and whether it's teaching them how to put the blocks on one another and how to pull them apart, that the Lord is faithful to teach us through every season of our lives, whether it's building blocks or taking blocks down. And whether we stub our toe, like Kiana's literally got a very yucky sore toe, that we're there cleaning it and making sure it's healing. And that's what God's doing for us as well. And sometimes we don't feel like he's there, but he is there, and he's good and he's faithful.